Dr. Elisabeth Kendall is a Middle East expert and the head of Girton College at Cambridge University. She's now joining us live from Geneva, Switzerland. Dr. Elisabeth, thank you for making time for us and welcome to We on Wild as One.
Thank you.
Doctor, the White House on Friday accused Iran of being deeply involved, and I put that in quotes, in planning attacks on commercial vessels in the Red Sea, an accusation that Iran continues to deny. Why do you think the U.S. is sticking to its guns on blaming or even accusing Iran?
I think the US is simply trying to tell it like it is. The Houthis in Yemen could not operate at this level without Iranian arms and training. That doesn't mean that they're a direct proxy of Iran. Iran does not necessarily command and control everything they do. Now, in one sense, it's the civil war that's going on in Yemen that has pushed the Houthis further into the arms of Iran. The Houthis, however, just to finish off, they should not be underestimated in their own right. They're not an easy adversary, and they've become hardened fighters, especially over the last 9 years of the civil war. So things could easily escalate.
Dr. Elisabeth, let's talk about that force now. The U.S. launched a multinational operation to safeguard commerce in the Red Sea as attacks by Iran-backed Yemeni militants forced major shipping companies to reroute. In your view, do you think the Red Sea force that is now formed is capable of repelling the rebels who say they will avenge or even attack any country's ship or vessel if they get involved?
This is, of course, the dilemma for that Red Sea force. It will be extremely difficult to know where to draw the line between tolerating harassment and retaliating against attack. And the Houthis, backed by Iran, have currently to date found that sweet spot. They have harassed international shipping, they've hijacked ships, they've fired drones and missiles, but so far without really causing destruction or loss of life of crews. So they're treading this very careful line. The dilemma for America and its allies is, how do they contain this threat and allow shipping to pass through safely, but without getting embroiled in an all-out war?
Dr. Elisabeth, finally and briefly, the U.S. is preparing to lift ban on sales of offensive weapons to Saudi Arabia. What will be the significance of this move?
I think the significance is that although the US is saying that this is in reward, if you like, for Saudi Arabia having largely abided by the truce in Yemen, in reality, it's a shot across the bows for Iran. It's a warning. It's saying that the US is prepared to support military action in the region. So this gives Saudi leverage in its ongoing talks with the Houthis. And in short, it's a message to the Houthis and to Iran that the US stands firmly behind Saudi Arabia and that it's ready if the talks currently fall through.
All right, I've been talking to Dr. Elisabeth Kendall, who's a Middle East expert and the head of Girton College at Cambridge University. Dr. Elisabeth, thank you for talking to us today.
You're welcome.